Girl, I ain't even gonna hold you. I am so excited that you were here, but let me just jump in and tell you what we're doing right now. I don't trust you. Yeah, bitch, I don't trust you. I don't trust that I told you to do the homework and that you would come to this page and you would read it with the intent and the understanding that this is gonna tell you every fucking thing you need to know about how I want to transform your life. So, if you really want to, you can just scroll down, skip past this, and read and watch all of the videos. But, and this is a huge but, if you need accountability, support, a little extra guidance and direction, baby, I am here to hold your hand. This is the homework assignment that you will do before you get on a call with either me or someone from my team. And I don't want you doing it alone. You have already decided, you completed the application, right? You booked your call, right? Now you need to know what you're getting ready for. Because when we get on the call, I want to know if it's a full body yes or if you're not done bullshitting. All right? Let's jump into it. So, from the top, this is the director's cut of this page. Step into your joy, sis. That's it. That's it. I'm happy. I want you to be happy. And that's really what this is all about. I started and got so interested in positive psychology, which is what I got my master's degree in social behavioral studies, is because I'm a happy bitch. And I've been through some real heavy shit, but no matter what, I always find my way back to joy. And I was really curious because when I got to college, I had friends who honestly, deadass, hadn't been through much, but they seemed to struggle with their mental so often. And so I was just wondering if it was a brain chemistry thing, if it was a science thing, if there was some sort of way that we can find joy and keep joy. All right, hold on, let me put this thing on the charger because this might be a minute. If we can find joy and keep joy in our lives in ways that has more to do with luck. Is there a blueprint? And I found it was a blueprint. So I'm walking you through that. So step into your joy, sis. I want you to be happier, but for real this time. Not just the moments that you're happy, but like a happiness that has nothing to do with anything going on around you because you've got that internal joy, right? And I want to do it in just a few weeks. So my question for you, first question here is, are you ready to gain the confidence you're missing so that you can finally feel like a woman who commands attention and respect? I think, and this is what I learned in all of my years of doing this shit, that confidence is the missing key to so much of your joy. It's going to solve so many of your problems. Name one thing that you've gone through that having more confidence would not have helped you. Hmm? Yeah, that's right. And who am I? I'm Brittany Floyd Mayo, and I want to personally show you how to rewrite your life story with the plot twist that will have the world bending at your will. Yes, I am a feminine confidence coach. This video, I feel like if you're not obsessed with your life, there's only one thing to do: change that shit. And everyone that you see on this page is a real client of mine, someone who has worked with me and has seen the change and seen the difference in baby. It's worthwhile. Let's hear from Lauren.
Like I'm like turning into the person that I want to be to myself. And I just feel so grateful for you because like you see me and I'm not perfect, but I feel like just over the past like month or so, like I can catch myself in moments where I'm being mean to myself or I feel my energy shifting and I feel like I can finally like stay on top of it and be aware of it and like live in it but not let it consume me. And I feel like I've been showing up for myself differently in a lot of different aspects. And I just feel like I said to my boyfriend the other day, I said, it really just feels good to be happy. Like, and I don't feel like I felt like this in a really long time. So I didn't think that this program and our relationship was going to feel so like transformative.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Like I was on the other side of that phone. Like seriously, you should be happy. You should feel a shift and feel a change. And if you are not obsessed with your life, the only thing left to do is to change that shit. Thank you. Thank you, Lauren. She's doing great, by the way. And then I had, something written out just for the girlies who like to read a little something. If you want to be more confident, seriously follow me. I'm Brittany. Brittany's strategies. I've gone from not holding boundaries with toxic coworkers, which affected my performance, to learning how to speak up for myself in a way that is productive. Not only that, I am gaining confidence in my personal life too. Thanks again, Bae, for another win. I love to see y'all win. And this is from cohort 16. I have had a dozen cohorts since then, and I will continue to do this because, baby, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And so I want you to take a deep breath. You can close your eyes, and I want you to just imagine with me, okay? Seriously, close your eyes, girl. Imagine this, sis. Putting on an outfit and feeling that it girl energy, flaws and all. Having the confidence to walk in any room and stand next to anyone. Expressing and upholding your boundaries without 1 ounce of guilt. Finding that people pleasing no longer works for you. Ending that people pleasing bullshit that you've been doing for too damn long. Feeling sexually and intellectually desirable. Knowing deep in your soul that worthiness is your birthright. Being the helped, not just the help. Dreaming big and knowing your dreams are inevitable. Ooh, I have another one. And letting your guard down enough to feel soft and feminine so you can relax into that big queen energy, the kind that attracts abundance in love, career, money, and everything else. Open your eyes. That's the life, right? That is the kind of life that I can get obsessed with. And this is another client. This is Sam. Oh, that was Naima. This is Sam. And she says, be awesome and more. Because of Brittany's program, I know that I am capable of more than I could have ever imagined before. And I'll never forget that. She got the name Plot Twist. It's her business. You'll have to meet her and tell her. You'll have to ask me about it when we get to chat. But seriously, she turned things around for herself. And just that's the fuel that keeps me going. It really just truly is. So here I am looking all judgy and stuff, all cute, makeup, no makeup, still cute though. Look, we know that you've been doing a lot of the things right. By the time you found me, there are plenty of things that you've been doing to make your life better. And so I want to let you know that I see you and what you've been doing makes a difference, but let's look at some of the things that I know that maybe you've been doing, and a lot of the women who I've worked with in the past tried before they got to me. You've been reciting affirmations from Instagram, especially from my Instagram. And ratchet affirmations do be hitting, but it's not deep change yet. You've been devouring all of the self-help books that you can get your hands on. You've been putting crystals in your bra and meditating. You've gone to therapy. You edited your friend group and cut out the people who are languishing. I mean, baby, your circle then turned into a period, okay? And you've attempted your own glow up by eating better and working out. But up to this point, what's holding you back is a lack of follow through on all of those habits and the shit that you know you really need to do. Yeah, boo. I'm calling you out. Because I know my people, and it's because I know who I once was. You want to know how I know you have a lack of follow through? Just in case you wanted to argue with me, even though I'm pre recorded. People are still trampling over your boundaries. Life emergencies are still sidetracking your healthy habits, and you're still feeling self critical and unworthy. Oh, and that vision you have of the woman you want to be? You have no fucking clue and no clear plan on how you're actually going to make that happen. That's how I know. If I'm wrong and everything is great, please still come to your call because I want to hear how you figured it out, because I want to hear a success story. I want to have joy for you. I want to celebrate for you. But if you know that you are not there, then baby, I've been talking to you this whole time. Yes. So here's some tough love because I know you can handle it. A scrappy attitude might get you a quick start, but it sure won't take you very far. And to become the woman you're dying to be, you need the right tools, community, and support. You ready? Let's check this out. Introducing my program, which is Get With the Shift. It's a master coaching program for resilient women. I know, for God's strongest soldiers who just want to not be in the next draft. For resilient women who desire unfuckwittable confidence so that she can experience profound mental, emotional, financial, and physical transformation. Get With the Shift is for you when you're tired of people pleasing, tired of feeling guilty for saying no. Look, I don't have the capacity for feeling guilty for saying no. I stuttered over the words. Tired of feeling guilty for saying no. Tired of self-sabotage. And tired of never feeling like enough. It's an invitation to live your dream of becoming the hero, or heroine in this case, of your life. Today and together, we will defeat your villains and you'll save yourself so you can live happily ever after, as you've always deeply desired. So you may be wondering, how long is the program? It's 12 weeks initially. We can talk about if you need a little bit more. There is no less, but some of y'all might need more, but that's something that we'll discover together during your confirmation call and after the end of program. But you may be curious what 12 weeks with me is like. Unfuckwittable confidence, it does have a blueprint. And in those 12 weeks, I will give you this step-by-step guidance you'll need to get there. And you notice I look exactly the same because I recorded this on a call. I was just so fired up. I've been having just some of the most amazing women come through who are now clients. And I think I did a good job explaining it to her. And so now let me just explain it to you. Exactly what our 12 weeks together is going to look like, because I want you to give me a full body yes or a full fuck no. We got a little time, so we're good.
Okay.
So the way that I do things is
I'm taking notes too.
Okay. Perfect. The way that I do things is the first thing that we would do after onboarding. So let me back up. Once you say yes, you go into onboarding. I have an onboarding team. Her name is Princess. She's dope as fuck. And she'll just make sure that you have all access to my online community, that you know where everything is, that if you're on a payment plan, that y'all figure that out, everything in agreement, just answer all of your questions. Because I'm more of the like ethereal, emotional, yay side of things. And she makes sure that like consistently logistics are there. So she'll do your orientation and all of that. Once you get into the online community, the first thing I have you do is this thing called a wants and needs manifesto. We are driven by the shit that we didn't get when we were a kid. And we think we know what it is, but clearly we don't, because we get into situations that we say that we would never be in, and then we stick around. So there's something that we are desiring that we are not fully aware of that I need to bring to the forefront of your mind. And then even other than that, when we thought about what we wanted to do with our lives, we just listened to what the world told us. Go to school, be a mom, you'll be so happy and fulfilled. And you've done a lot of those things. And the truth is, bitch, you ain't all the way as happy as they promised you was going to be happy. So clearly we want something else. So I help you really dig deep to uncover what the top 5 wants and needs of your life is right now as it stands. Once we figure that out, you and I will meet, and I'll basically say like, okay, based off of what you want and need, here is how I want us to spend the next 11 weeks. Once you do that, we move into, I call it unbound and unapologetic. And that is all about self-forgiveness. I feel very strongly that when somebody fucks you over, you be mad at them for fucking you over, but who you really pissed off at is the bitch who let you get in that situation in the first place. And so now that we have all of this work that we're about to do, a lot of y'all will be like, okay, so I can't really do this work because you're asking me, the bitch who got me into this, to be the same bitch who gets me out of it, make it make sense. So this forgiveness, unbound, unapologetic self-forgiveness is all about letting yourself go so that you can actually trust yourself to move forward and make better choices. Now that you forgive yourself, then we move into the next phase. It's called failures, fears, and fire ass comebacks. And it's saying like, okay, now that you let yourself go, you forgave yourself, you still scared that you're gonna fuck it up. You're still going to fuck up in some ways, but all of these things are setting you up for that fire ass comeback. So failure, fears, fire ass comebacks. It's kind of like the cadence of how you live your life. Once we get done with that, then we start going into a lot of what I'm positive you've experienced. I call it Manipulaslayer 101. It's helping you understand all the ways that you are susceptible to being manipulated. I say we all have these signs, these neon signs above our head that we can't see that says, come fuck me, dot, 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 over. And people with those narcissistic tendencies, people with their own dilemmas and dramas, they can see it, they can smell it, and they are gravitated towards you. How do I know? Because when you date 5 motherfuckers who do you the same kind of dirty, and them hoes never even met each other, there was not a convention on how I can meet Brittany and fuck her over. So there's something about us energetically that puts out this sign that says, this is how I like to be played. And the hack is, the sign is, this is what I believe I deserve. And I'm going to have an energy that confirms that. I don't think that I'm worthy of someone being faithful, someone desiring me, someone loving me, somebody paying me what I'm worth. And so then we find people who are weak and we subconsciously say, hey, I want to hurt myself. Do you want to be the tool I use? And they'd be like, I hate myself too. So yeah, I'll do it. Manipulation. And when you realize that you're the person who manipulates your world, then you also realize that you're the person who can stop that shit. So I really help you be accountable and understand that. Once you're done with that, we head into our very last topic. It's called friendship. It's ain't got a cute name like the rest of them. It's just friendship. And that's because one of the things that I learned, especially coming from West Oakland, once I changed, I thought everybody else would change around me, but nobody changed around me, which was the biggest fucking threat to my growth. When you change and no one else around you does, either you have to do the hard work of bringing them up, or they're going to do the easy work of bringing you back down to where you know what I mean? Like I used to be, you went to high school with me. I was violent in high school. I got into fist fights and shit. And people around me, after I just declared I wasn't going to be a fighter anymore, would be like, oh, don't let these bitches talk to you like that because you know how you be. And I would be like, no, I don't be like that anymore. But that energy around it, something about you, we naturally want to relate to the people around us. So if the people around us is full of shit, with the shit, on the shit, bullshitting, it ain't long before we end up doing that shit again. So friendship is going to teach you how to see what makes you a good friend. Check the friends that you have and see which one of these hoes get to come with you, and cultivate friendships that are worth keeping, but also learn how to seek out intentionally the friendships that we have. I believe that our homegirls and our platonic friendships are just as important as our romantic ones, but we've been trained to chase after niggas. But that really is not the most important part. Like I know you said that you've got like a good support with your kids. That's beautiful. So we have people to support motherhood, but do we have people to support your physical growth, your emotional growth, your healing, helping you get the body you want? So it's like finding friends to say, okay, I'm a really good friend because I hold people accountable. I'm loyal. I'm a down ass bitch. What I need in friendship is somebody who is healthy in mind, healthy in body, and is going to, every time I look at her, she's doing something amazing and I'm fucking inspired to be her friend. And I feel this pull to do what I got to do to keep up. Cool, bet. This is how we'll do that. And then I do mandate that we get to hook up in person. So at the end of it all, and I do these once every 4 months. So the next time is going to be in April. We meet up typically in Atlanta because most of my girls are on the East Coast. We meet up in Atlanta for 3 days. It's all inclusive, like depending on how you want to do your coaching, says like how the retreat will go. But from the second you land to the second you go back, everything is taken care of. Your housing, every food you eat, all of the activities, and we just spend 3 days in the house, just really bonding with each other. And these are women who you'll see in group calls because we do a group call once a month, where I'm doing like a hot seat coaching. So it'll be like, 10, 15 of y'all in there. And I'm like, what you got going on? Kind of like what we're doing, but you get to see what other people are saying and what other people are going through. And then once a month, you also have a community day, and that's not hosted by me, it's hosted by Princess. And that's because when I come into a room, everybody be like, salute. Like ain't no at ease. Like something about me just makes people show up. And so
Right.
y'all need some time to be with each other that you ain't gotta like sergeant is in the room and everybody gotta be at attention. So then you have the community days where you can like be real with each other in ways that you're not ready to be real with me. Because when you tell me, now I'm holding you accountable. So it's like some sister girls time.
Right.
And then you get to choose if you want to meet with me once a month for 3 months, or if you want to meet with me twice a month. So that'd be 6 times within those 12 weeks. And I like to say it's really just, it's dependent on how much commitment and dedication you have. To be honest, you seem like the type that can hold yourself accountable. If you're already journaling every day, if you're already making sure the kids go to somewhere so that you can take care of yourself, you really could handle once a month. But if you feel like, nah, like what I went through really broke my heart and I'm really like, I need rapid transformative change, then I'm like, okay, we can meet every other week, because then for every topic, you're meeting with me twice, and we can like make a plan, send you out to the world to work on that plan for a week, come back, tweak it. So it's really, it's dependent on your budget and how much support that you want. But that's everything. That's everything.
Okay.
It's a lot. Very structured though. Girl, I got ADHD, and so I like a lot of structure. I like a lot of structure. Yeah. All right. So now you know. Now, I'm happy that we got to watch this together, because there's one thing that I'd like to add. I feel like when I said the group messaging, not the group messaging, sorry, the group coaching, that it sounds like you just get to go in there and be nosy. That's not the point of group coaching settings. What it is a lot of the women that I work with, we have all gone through, are going through, or will be going through a lot of similar stuff. And there's something about being in the room where healing is happening, where vulnerability is happening, where love is happening, and hearing someone talk about a situation that you're having a hard time with, but you get to listen to the coaching and get the wisdom and get the support without feeling like you have to be overly emotionally invested in our story. You learn so much. That's why we read biographies. That's why we read books and watch movies, because we want to see other people's humanity and cheer them on in ways that we relate to. So it's not just about being in there and hearing and being nosy and hearing what other women have got going on, but it's an opportunity to be supported, to get supported, and to hear the stories that are similar to yours so that you can come together to forge a path forward. Because I don't like that nosy shit, and everyone in there is there to love and support and be supported. So now that we got that out the way, shall we continue? Moving on. I love this. I'm telling y'all, this suit. Okay, I'm gonna get off of me, but okay. I love having fun, but don't get it twisted. I am deep in the feminine healing business, right? Right? You do know that to be true about me. I hope so. Or if not, this is why we're here, figuring it out right now. I want you to finally get the tools, accountability, and support that you need to ditch the parts of you that hold you back from the power to not feel guilty about choosing you. Deep in the feminine healing business. All right, and so we got another video, not me rolling my eyes at myself. Hold on. I want you to transform your mindset to find your worthiness. Any story that you tell yourself, it becomes a reality that our brains want to be right? But what if the stories that we're telling ourselves are the very stories that hold us back? I'm inviting you with this program, or even just the inspiration that you should be getting from watching this video. The invitation is to break free from the negative stories and find your worthiness. Together, we can work on transforming your mindset and cultivating a sense of self-love and empowerment. All right? I'm gonna just play this video because I feel like you should hear it. Believe that no one's got your back. Right? If you believe that no one's got your back, it does not matter how hard someone tries to show you they got your back. That's the narrative that you're telling, and your brain will do everything in its fucking power to make sure that it is not a liar. Any story that we tell ourselves, our brains will make that story true because your brain wants to be right. So if the story is, my mama didn't have my back, my baby daddy didn't have my back, nobody's got my back. Literally, somebody could be walking with you on their back, paying all your bills, listening to all of your shit, and you're still at the end of the day gonna be like, I just really wish that I had somebody to have my back. Because what you're really saying is, I don't know if I'm worthy. Some people that I thought early on that should have been there for me weren't. And so I don't even want to see a glimmer of hope that somebody could have my back. Because if anything points to that, and your brain says, is that the story? Then everything that we see will confirm that bias. So how do we start to turn that around and say, I have loving friends who support me. I am worthy of support. I am well loved and supported. Well loved and supported. And here's a moment where I want you to just take a deep breath. Close your eyes, friend. And I want you to repeat after me. I am worthy of support. I am well loved and supported. If that doesn't feel authentic to say, if your brain doesn't believe it, that's okay. That is what we're here for. Moving into, you can open your eyes if you haven't. Bitch, I hope you're not asleep though. Here's what you're going to get inside. You're going to get a custom 12-week done for you calendar, right? It's a custom roadmap that breaks down each week into achievable steps. This way you stay focused and know exactly what's coming next for you without ever feeling overwhelmed. I know you think about all the things that you want to do to be healthier and to be happier. You're like, I need to eat better. I need to go to the gym. I need to meditate. I need to make more money. I need to care. I need to, eat my vitamins. I need to stop playing with that fuck boy. I need to hold boundaries with my mom. And all of that stuff is true. It's going to make a difference. And you can do all of those things, but you can't do them all at once. And so I have created that roadmap that we talked about before that is going to tell you step by step every single day while we're in program together. You will know what needs to happen. And even with the Done For You calendar, I'm not leaving you out on your own. We also have our one-on-ones. We can do a package of 3 or of 6 within that 12-week period. Any more tends to be a little bit excessive. It's not giving you time to really integrate and think for yourself. So 3 or 6 of those one-on-one calls with me. You also have community access. That access is around the clock. All of the content is already set in there for you, so you can get to it when it makes sense for you. And in terms of time commitment, babe, I'm asking you for about 20 minutes a day outside of our meetings. Not too much, but it's the commitment of sticking to it and doing the hard work to ask yourself the hard questions and make the changes that you fucking know is time to make once I illuminate them to you. Another thing that you'll get is a close, small cohort of like-minded women. This group of women are not just some random chicks. They are women who've been vetted through a process similar to what you're going through, exactly like what you're going through. And I don't just say, yes, you've watched this video and you've answered the questions right. I'm also looking for a specific energy that I know will fit well together. It's a group. Y'all are crossing the burning sands together, baby. It is a process. And I want to make sure that you love the group you're with. Now, you may not love everyone, but they'll also teach you something about yourself. So that's another really important point. The life-changing content. This is where the good shit is. Like I explained, not only do you get the course content, but you also get a beautiful workbook that is going to help facilitate that growth and that journey and help you just kind of get it out of your head. There's something about putting pen to paper, and I've created a companion that's going to make it easy and beautiful. We also have the group accountability and hot seat coaching. As I explained before, they are marathons. So when we meet up for the group accountability and hot seat coaching, it's 2 hour sessions. You do not have to stay the entire time, but more often than not, you want to. And you can do what you need to do. You can have it in your ear. You can treat it like a podcast, but there is magic that happens in that room live with me and the other women that you are transforming your life with. And then we also have a packed library of tools and mindfulness things. So it's not just talking at you. This isn't just coaching. I'm also going to teach you how to meditate. And the meditations go along with the specific topics that we are working through, as well as yoga. So you got your group coaching, you've got the content, you've got the journal prompts, you've got the yoga that is directed towards the part of our body, because what we experience in our mind, we experience in our body in these yoga classes that I have curated. And remember, baby, I started off as a yogi and a yoga teacher, so the classes are firebomb.com. Okay, but it helps you move that stagnant energy through your body so that we can get that sustainable change that we're looking for. Again, 24/7 online access community. And by the way, you do have access to the community for the entirety of program up until the day you leave for the retreat. And we'll talk about it, a little bit later, but you do have the opportunity to stick around and stay if you want to continue to be in the community and get support. But you have that 24/7 online access to all of these things, including a private DM from me and my team from the day you say yes all the way until the day you walk the stage and we give you a hug because we fucking did it together. Okay? And speaking of walking the stage because we did it together, we do end with a graduation retreat. So we commemorate your journey together for a graduation retreat that will celebrate the all new unforgettable you. And I made a video of one of the most recent retreats, and I think that we should watch it together. Years ago, I birthed Get With The Shift to help bold, badass women break free, find balance, and live a life of authenticity. If you're ready to stop hiding who you really are, if you've got that inner fire and you're done letting fear run the show, if you're looking for a tribe of women who see you, celebrate you, and hold you down like a real bae friend should, if you're done being scared to show up as the real, unfiltered you, this is where your next chapter starts. Ready to step into the most unapologetically confident version of yourself? Follow and stay locked in for the next cohort of Get With The Shift. Hey friend, this is something you won't want to miss. With my sexy voice, yes. I like to say this is the rite of passage you never received. The celebration you genuinely deserve, trap yoga based style. What I love is we've done these retreats a few times now, and the women are like, y'all be up to 5 o'clock in the morning laughing, having joy. It was like that summer camp experience that we always wanted, what we thought group trips would be like. And I don't know, maybe you have too, but I've taken group trips with a group of friends and came back with no friends. Not saying that they didn't come home, but we wasn't friends when we got there. This is not that. This is not that. And it is such a beautiful and wonderful time. When I first did these retreats, they were optional. They are no longer optional. It is a part of program. It is built into the program, and it's what you pay for, because that wrap-up session is just so special. It really is just the culmination and a moment to solidify who you've become. So it's included in the program, but this is some of the things that the retreat includes. Inspired meals by a private chef. When we meet together, we typically do Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We cover lunch, dinner, breakfast, baby. We got you. Everything from when you land at the airport, we will pick you up with private transportation. We have these expertly curated shift activities for you. We have a movement session where you embody and cultivate that energy together. We have the graduation ceremony, which I love so much because as I'm witnessing your transformation, I decide a new name, like a line name, a trap name that you will get bestowed upon you with your certificate and your jacket, which is optional. You've seen it. I'll show it to you again once it comes up, but just a beautiful Letterman jacket with your name and your cohort on it. Just dope shit. We have a celebratory dinner and an after party. There are a couple of things that I don't offer though. I don't pay for your flights. That's on you. Any off-site meals or activities, meaning if you want to explore the city, that's on you. And any items listed as add-ons, that's kind of next level things, and we can talk about that when the time comes closer. Catch the vibes. So here is one of the recap videos from a previous cohort and some of the pictures of what we experienced. Let's watch it together.
Welcome to the Shift Retreat.
My life may not look like how I want it to, but I know that I'm making steps towards it.
Get with the Shift is for people who are open and available to change.
Any woman who is looking to grow and evolve and find a tribe of women who is gonna be there to support her through that journey, whatever that is for her.
Girl, do it. Just do it, because
I feel like you will be more confident, more beautiful, more resilient.
you feel like, wow, like this humanity, like this is the part, this connection is just so deep and so special.
The journey is challenging, but at the end, I feel like it's well worth it.
Oh man, I get emotional every time watching that. Oh, that thing said it was gonna replay. No. And you recognize some of those faces and some of the women from earlier in this presentation. This is real work. These are real women. These are real fucking transformations. And I'm telling you, bitch, I am passionate about this. Like, I get just so fired up at what we do. But yeah, that's what one of the retreats look like. Obviously, there's always a little bit of change and a little bit of energy shift, but we're consistent in it being a good fucking time. You hear me? So moving forward, and this is Chelsea. She was a client a few years ago, and I just want you to hear what she has to say, okay? It'll be quick.
But overall, I feel a sense of accomplishment. I've actually put this work in for 3 months, so I'm really proud that I stuck to it. And it was very challenging, but I managed to make sure I put my best foot forth in it and being honest and open about my responses, and just being vulnerable and open with myself. But overall, I feel
That's it. A sense of accomplishment. How many things have we gone after and we got it, but we didn't feel that sense of accomplishment. We got the degree and we didn't feel accomplished. We didn't feel smart. We actually ended up with even more imposter syndrome. We got into the relationship. We had the baby. We lost the weight. We gained the weight. We got the money. We bought the car. All of the sort of things. And it ends up feeling empty. It's not just about having accomplishments. It's about feeling accomplished when you do it. And my women say that this program gives you that sense. It's beautiful. So I know I introduced myself several times, but clearly I wanted you to get to know me a little bit more. So hi, I'm Brittany Floyd Mayo. When you see the unfuckable confidence I have today, you will know. Oh wait, you have to know. You have to know. This wasn't always the case for me. I know what it's like to feel unworthy of living a peaceful life. It took me years, y'all, for real, to realize that I was in an abusive relationship with my ex-husband. It took me another few years to find the strength to leave. I'm saying I knew that the relationship wasn't good for me. I knew that I never intended on being in a place where I was hyper criticized and controlled and manipulated and physically abused and exhausted. But even after I realized that, something kept me there. And it still took me years to find the strength to leave after I recognized that that wasn't the relationship that was going to be good for me. It's like that. And I know that for a lot of y'all, it's like that too. But being here is beyond the start of making the choice of leaving things that are causing you more harm than they are good. You must understand, there are physical, mental, and emotional differences between the woman I was then and the woman I am now. And today, I'm the woman who's broken free from everything that held me back. You know what? I need to put a picture up here of me from the before. Hold on one second, because I'm about to make this edit. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Girl, just like that. That's how I like to make change. So I just went ahead and found the post that I had made, just pulling in, because I feel like you need to see the difference, right? The difference. And, you know, this is it. This is who I was before. And we can read this caption together because it was really impactful. I was feeling it that day. It says, "This is just a friendly reminder that you won't always be where you are." This photo was taken after my fifth failed attempt to leave my abusive ex-husband. I was scared and lonely and fighting my way through college. It lasted about 5 months out of the abuse. I lasted 5 months out of the abuse at that time. It was a record for me. In my weakness, I allowed him back in, agreed to have a second child, which I do not regret, and fell harder into my darkness. The wild thing is, when I was lost and in a dark space, I knew she was not who I wanted to be, which was not my final destination. I then became a single mother of 3, my 2 children, and my inner child, and broke free from allowing people to reign over my freedom, my joy, and my self-confidence. I want you to know, and this is I was talking about the Ratchet affirmations that I post, the Ratchet affirmations and my daily friendly reminders to read them comes from a deep place of love. I hope that they serve as a beacon of light to any bae friend who somehow lost her voice, her ability to find the words to encourage herself, and to remind you to never go back to the shit that you had to pray your way out of. So see, I needed you to see a little bit more clearly where I come from and why I'm so passionate about what I do. And so now we can jump in. And here's a little bit of a timeline. You can scroll down and read it yourself. Travel to India to become a yogi. In 2020 is when I officially had $1 million brand and was on the Forbes list as one of the top wellness gurus to keep your eyes on. I've taught in over 7 different countries, over 2.8 million women. I continue to learn about psychology, what I talked about at the very top of this, building and the top of this program. And now, also became a clinical hypnotherapist. So yeah, got that one. Keep learning, and I will continue to keep learning so that I can be better at my craft, at my passion, and at my life's calling, right? And now, the next part of my journey is to support you if you're ready. So now I'm here to show you how. Now, bring, bring, bring. Girl, pick up the phone. That's your authentic joy calling. I don't know why, but when I designed this page, I was like, and 8 down. Like, this is one of my favorite pages, even though it's the most simple, because it just jumps out at you, right? But really, are you going to answer my call for authentic joy? And while you consider if you're going to answer the call, hopefully the answer is already yes, I want to introduce you to some of my beautiful bae friends more in depth than that did answer the call. So I want you to meet some graduates, and I want you to meet the old Naima. So this is a clip from our very first coaching call together where she had missed the first call because she got wrapped up in other people's bullshit and people pleasing and not having boundaries. And it showed in the very beginning, but stick through and stick to the end because she does get it together. Okay.
You were really open. It felt like you were willing. I read like how you were saying you were distracting yourself with other people and all that sort of thing. How did it feel to just keep having your shit thrown back in your face? Like, no, sis, sit down. No, sis, what do you want? How was that?
Yeah, and I respect other people's boundaries. I got to get better at respecting my own. But so there wasn't really, I was like, all right, this is going to be the lesson learned. But as I dove into the wants and needs, it was kind of like, and really took it from like going through all the different, the way you guys had laid out the program, and like, all right, I was doing it like crash course, but do the meditation. And I think once I got to the meditation, I was like, holy shit, I need this. Like I need this wants, I need this program, but I need this wants and needs because one, I have participated in all of the shit that caused me to miss my deadlines, right? And I've done it for so long where I do not prioritize or I don't even say subconsciously, I do not focus on my wants and needs. And if somebody else has a need, that is always going to come before, or it has always come before my wants and my needs, and it's an opportunity to continue to participate in that. So it's anxious and ridiculously anxious, panic attack anxious. And so when it comes time to sit down and do the shift work, I had nothing else
Where's
to
the
give,
energy?
like nothing.
Yeah.
And so when I actually was like paying for this and I want to get something, I need to get what I signed up for out of it.
But there was something that you said that I want to like help you with a perspective shift. I don't see you as someone who victimizes herself. I don't think that you live a victim role. I know you were like, I don't want to be, I don't want to play victim. I think that there's actually a bigger role that you've accepted, which is martyr. Right? Victim is like, oh my God, I don't see what's coming and everyone's after me. A martyr is like, I see what's coming and I will lay down my life for the greater good of everyone else. And I think that there's subtle nuanced differences, but if I can get you to see yourself so far as more as the martyr role, you will see more of the power and control and the orchestrating role that you play in it. Right? Victim is victimizing or allowing yourself to see yourself as a victim is diminishing. Right? If somebody's gonna cut my head off, baby, it is not because they caught me and snatched me out my bed at night. Right? I am too smart for that shit. I thought that it was for the greater good that I that I got up and what do they call it? The guillotine, that I got up and I peacefully, if I decide at any moment I'm gonna get up and there ain't shit you can do to get me to lay back down because I am a powerful being. Right? Do you understand why I think it's so important for you to see yourself as when you act in these roles? I don't want you to play the martyr role, but at least while we're still in it, you're a martyr. You're not a victim. Right? You're too powerful to be a victim. So I'm like, that perspective shift is going to be huge for that realization. And then and it sounds like you're deciding, great. So I'm not a victim. I'm a martyr, and I don't want to fucking be that either.
I don't want to be a martyr. Yeah. No.
Thinking, how do we get you to where you want to be in terms of sustainability? And what was really interesting is so many times when we talk, this concept of like imposter syndrome or unworthiness shows up. But when you write it out, you know very clearly how you got here. And okay, this is where I stumbled on some shit, but I didn't just be like, oh, good fortune came into my hands and I don't know what to do with it. You were like, and even still, like when you went from the startup to Visa, and then you were like, okay, and now I'm in leadership. And it's like, you didn't say that, but I can hear that you studied leadership and you figured it out and you learned the game and you learned, all of these parameters and all of these rules, and you're good at rule following. You understand the importance of, team management and respecting people's boundaries and people's times. And you don't just up and fire people who have bad habits, like you put them on pips and all that sort of thing. But something about that structure just doesn't feel right with your family. I'm like, you be like, either I keep promoting them as I get promoted, unwarranted, undeserving, or I just fire them. And you and I both know in management, you got to give feedback fast, open. You got to put people on pips. You got to isolate them from other people. You gotta figure out what makes them tick. You got to reassign them to roles that they're actually good at versus what they want to do. You got to take the water cooler out if that's where they over there gossiping and bullshitting. And you've got to be very, very firm and clear and consistent with those boundaries. How is it that you stumbled into this as a manager and as an executive, but somehow those people who got into our heart when our stocks was low, they get to live above our boundaries?
Yeah. I have never thought about it that way. And so, obviously you're speaking my language. So I'm like, yes,
yeah, girl,
yes,
I know,
I know, I know your background too. And so, that makes sense. That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
And I guess that's where the anger comes in, because there's a part of me that's
why the
like,
fuck do I have to do this?
Why would I do that? Like, I have put in, and I love, like, I love them with everything I've got, but that is where the anger, it's like, wow, I'm gonna give something else.
I'm
time,
gonna
some
give
more
something
energy.
else. Hmm.
Yeah. And so, but I agree. Like there hasn't been a quick correction. There haven't been pips. There have been, I'm the manager. At the end of the day, I own this shit. So at the end of the day, I fix it. And that's how I've treated,
Hmm.
my family too. So no, it makes perfect sense. So.
Your family needs some fucking account management.
They do. They
They
do.
fucking wanting to redo that relationship is actually yours because you're not the only
Mhm.
person in that relationship. But
Mhm.
that desire, we say forgiveness is hard because it is the desire to reconcile and the desire to punish at the same time. And that's
Mhm.
what you feel.
Mhm.
You're like, I
Mhm.
love them to death. But why the fuck do I have to work
Mhm.
so hard for that? They should
Mhm.
feel what they're doing. That
Mhm.
girl, you just
Mhm.
said what forgiveness
What we
is
did,
and why
yeah,
it's so fucking hard.
hard, yeah.
And so I'm saying, you know, I think that your desire, you personally, this is not for everybody. I think that your desire to reconcile is stronger than your desire to punish. And I
It is.
think the work that you're going to have to do when this shit fully causes dis-ease in your body is going to be more work than what you would have to do to navigate and negotiate those relationships. You were really open. It felt
To get something. I
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. This is a, like I said, it's a coaching call. Obviously, I cut out a lot because most of it is really, none of it is your fucking business. But with her permission, wanting to let you in on a little bit of insight. And all of these things is what a lot of my clients struggle with: people pleasing, self sabotage, and a lack of boundaries, and even that imposter syndrome. And that was something that Naima came with. And, she was no different than a lot of what we experience. I just told you, I suffered from it. You're probably here because you did too, but it is a solvable problem with the right tools, accountability, and support. And so that is Naima in the beginning. And now I want you to meet Naima at graduation when she got her new name. Soul Delightful. So I'm going to rewind this and you can meet her closer to the now. Are you ready to be unfuckwittable?
Naima Joy, a fighter who always bets on herself, the greatest of lovers. When she loves you, she pours life into you. Master of her emotions, but never their servant. A leader who moves with authenticity, effortlessly climbing corporate ranks. A bringer of joy, a magnetic woman of divine femininity, balancing softness with undeniable strength. With a loving, empathetic soul, she radiates peace and warmth wherever she stands, a force to be reckoned with, respected, loved, and adored. She is to be handled with care, a timeless, unfuckwittable queen, deserving of nothing less than the best life has to offer.
Wow. It has been one of my greatest joys to watch you transform, to watch you bet on yourself and win. Soul Delightful. I confer you as unfuckwittable. This belongs to you. Naima. Yes, 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 yes. And that's that energy, that lucky girl energy that she was exuding when we finished programming. When I tell you, I keep up with Naima. She's coming over my house for Thanksgiving because we are friends now, because she qualifies as a friend to watch women who are already fucking awesome and winning and just not able to see it for themselves, to hold a mirror up to you, to help you see how fucking fantastic life can be if you just believe. Well, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Yeah. So now Naima is good at clarifying her needs. She's good at setting healthy boundaries. She has overcome that imposter syndrome and she reclaimed her energy. And the energy she decides to move with is that lucky girl energy. And we also have other women. I just put some in here. We hadn't talked about Nas before, but she's also a winner. She's also a winner and an overcomer and super dope. I'm getting a little lengthy. I wanted to keep this under an hour. So I'm going to let you, scroll down and watch this if you want to. But this video you will watch. I'm going to have you go ahead and watch this one, little baby. Hold on. I don't have time to meditate. I don't have time to go to therapy. Or I don't have money to go to therapy. I got time to go to the gym, but you don't have time not to. And it's really important that we realize that. And when I'm thinking about what that looks like is you're driving in your car, right? And you see that your gas tank is on E. And you tell yourself, I don't have time to stop and get gas. I just need to get where I'm going. I think I can get there on fumes. And now your car has stopped and stalled. And here you are with no effort, no energy in you, pushing a fucking car. And now the thing that you didn't have time to stop and do, get gas, which was kind of easy, you have no choice but to take the time to push that big ass car and all of that, right? And so like our car is like life and the problems and things like that. And how do we start to convince ourselves? I actually, it's not that I don't have time to stop and get gas. I only have time to stop and get gas, AKA do my self-care practice, because I don't have time to end up on the side of the road crying, stuck, needing help, utilizing resources that I don't have go off. Because you'll be like, I don't have time, right? Right? So if you're thinking, I don't have time to change, baby, you don't got time not to. You don't have time not to. Wait until that disease hits your body or until you have a fucking mental break. And then you can't work, you can't go to school, you can't parent, you can't love, you can't friend because you didn't stop to gas yourself up. And that gas is the self-love, the confidence, the gas, right? It's the cost of not taking action. So after I've gone through all of this, you're still not ready to RSVP for the change? I'm not offended. Believe me, I understand how scary it can be to invest in yourself. And because of this, I offer a transformation guarantee. If you've done all the work, completed all the assignments, and shown up to all of our calls, and it still feels as though you're not getting the benefit, I'll coach you for another 12 weeks, absolutely for free. That's how much I believe in myself and how much I believe in you and how I know that we'll get it done. Okay? So now we've got down here, we got the FAQ. Here's the beautiful thing. This is written. I will let you go through it on your own time. If you have any of those questions, if these questions aren't answered here, great. Go ahead and bring that question to your call and we can get it answered there. And now our final, what's next for you? Thank you for watching this video. Now, all I need you to do is double check your call time. Make sure the call is on your calendar. Set up an alarm or a reminder of our confirmation call. And when you get there, I need you to honor yourself on that call by showing up for yourself on time. If you're late, I will log the fuck out. My team will log the fuck out. Yeah, you see that thumbs up? Because I mean it. Show up in a quiet space where you can speak freely. No one else should be in the room with you. Not your kids, not maybe your dog, but no one else. In the car is fine, but no one else should be in the car and you shouldn't be driving. And you should show up to take your lifestyle to that goddess level. That's the 1 hour mark. That's our time. Thank you. I'll see you on the other side.